Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be taking a second to talk about a few things that always amazed me being a writer and being around other writers. And first and foremost, just the creation of these worlds. I always found it amazing because, like a week ago, this project did not exist. Yesterday, some of these books weren't even a thought. And I find that so fascinating how, in the span of a week or a month, these entire worlds come into creation. And it shows the power of human imagination, where they can create people, they can create places, just based off of their experience. Like, most of my writing comes from songs and feelings that those songs spark, or just like a set of dialogue where someone says something and boom, an entire world comes into creation from that. And I always found it so fascinating how even like the littlest moment in one person's life can be the explosion of everything in somebody else's. And it shows the power of human words, where 1 or 2 seconds of your time can mean the entire difference. And also seeing fans of those creations. Like, I had a teacher who was a big fan of the Lord of the Rings books, and every year he would get the grade 10s and the grade 12s to go and like play act a mission from the Lord of the Rings books, and it was super awesome. We got to dress up in costumes, bring foam weapons. It was like LARPing, and it was absolutely fantastic. We got to do it for school credit. I absolutely loved his class, but seeing him talk about these books, like, what if Tolkien never released these books? What if he did something else with his life? Or they were just a manuscript that sat in the bottom of his desk? None of that would happen. Like, we've got some of the most amazing movies of all time because of this one man's imagination and his life experience to write these books. And I find that just so mind-bogglingly amazing that one person can create so many amazing things and inspire other people to create amazing things. It always blew my mind. And then I go on like Instagram or YouTube and I see all of these writers have imposter syndrome, which is so weird because you would think that creating entire universes and worlds and characters would give you like a god complex, but no, most writers are like, this isn't that good. There's no way that this will ever actually be something to someone. And I guarantee that most writers you come across would be absolutely baffled at just one piece of fan art or one piece of fan fiction. Like, that's my entire goal as a writer, is to get somebody to write a piece of fan fiction to be inspired by something that I write or I say. That is my entire goal in life, is to inspire others to be creative. Because human creativity, there's nothing that matched that. If you could turn that into power, it would probably be as good as nuclear fusion to power something. And, like everything, those powers can be used for absolute evil, which is how you get all of the tragedy in the world. It's the power of the human mind that creates both amazing, beautiful works and terrible, horrible atrocities. Because that's the problem with having such a powerful tool, is every possible thing on this planet can be used for both good and bad. And with something as powerful as the human mind, you're going to get some really bad things, but you're also going to get some really good things that come out of it. So I kind of just wanted to rant about like the creation and being able to create some of these works. Because a week ago, this entire project didn't exist. And now there's a whole bunch of characters, there's buildings, there's places, there's events that are happening that a week ago didn't happen. And sure, they're everyday things, getting bullied, picking out a prom dress, exploring haunted things. Those all happened in someone else's life, but probably not like this. It's almost like an echo of human experience, where no two experiences are exactly the same, but they kind of echo one another. And every single story is just an echo of human experience. And I find that absolutely beautiful. Like, I've written a ton of different things over the years. I wouldn't even be able to count how many stories I've created in my head, because only a few only ever got written down. And it's so weird to have some of those be forgotten, almost like a flashbang of experience and events and a world, and all of a sudden it's gone because it only took place in one mind. And the reason why some of these other worlds are allowed to flourish is because they're shared with other people and they get to be experienced by other people, with other people. Another thing like that is the Percy Jackson series, where it's all fiction, but losing siblings and losing friends and dealing with terrible parents, those are echoes of real human experience. And I find it absolutely amazing. I love those books to bits. I still need to finish the Magnus Chase series, and I need to start on the Kane Chronicles, but they are some of my favorite books on my shelf. But it's fiction, so you can't actually, most of that stuff wouldn't happen in the real world, but you can still connect with it. That's another thing that I always found fascinating, is even in these fantasy worlds where none of this stuff could possibly happen, you can still connect with it because there are echoes of human experience. I find it absolutely amazing, the power of the human mind, and even the power of just being inspired, like a fan being inspired to do some of this stuff with other people's work. And going into fan fiction specifically, when I was younger, I was like, well, why are you changing the canon? Why are you stealing this person's work and writing something different? No, that you shouldn't do that. And then as I grew up and got absolutely obsessed with these universes, it started with Good Omens. I got obsessed with Good Omens. And I started reading fan fiction for the first time. And I'm like, oh, this is the reason why people write fan fiction, is because they're inspired to write their own version of this story. They loved your story so much that they wanted to write in other events that take place, either in an alternate universe or something slightly different happened in the canon. And now I think fanfiction is one of the greatest things that could ever happen to somebody's writing. Like, it's such an honor to inspire somebody so much that they go out and they want to have more of your universe, so they start writing it themselves. And all of this kind of sums up that works of art are nothing without fans. Like, sure, you can paint a picture or you can write a book, but it's nothing. It'll fade into obscurity without having fans. And fans are what make these franchises. And I think that leads to almost a responsibility to creators to be nice to their fans and to honor their fans, because these works of art would be nothing without the fans. They would be nothing without somebody showing up and enjoying the content. That being said, I think there is also need that these fans need to respect the creator's time and creative will, because without these creators, these worlds would also just not exist. So there kind of needs to be this mutual respect between parties that, yes, these fans are the reason why this is allowed to last. For the fans, they need to remember that this wouldn't even exist. You wouldn't have even known about it without the creators. So there is this kind of mutual respect that is needed between both parties, almost like a symbiotic relationship. But yeah, that's kind of this little rant. It always fascinates me what humans can do, both on the good and bad side, and creating all of this work has always fascinated me. And that's just kind of it. I'll catch you all on the flip side.